Hey guys, hello! Welcome once again to Geek Workshop. In today's video, we are going to continue enjoying the story of the Ghost Coach. Last time, you enjoyed chapter 1. In today's video, you are going to continue with chapter 2. Are you guys ready? Okay, let's go. I looked around me. I was in a very big high hall. While I was looking, a bell rang loudly. "That's for you," said the old man. He gave an unfriendly smile. "That's the master's room over there." He pointed to a low black door at the opposite side of the hall. I walked up to it and knocked loudly. Then I went in without waiting for an invitation. An old man with white hair was sitting at a table. Papers and books covered the table. He got up and looked very hard at me. "Who are you?" he said. "How did you get here? And what do you want?" "My name is James Murray," I answered. "I'm a doctor. Walk here across the hills. I need food, drink, and sleep." "This is not a hotel," he said. "Jacob, why did you let this stranger into my house?" "I did not let him in," growled the old man. "He followed me home, and he pushed past me into the house. I couldn't stop him. He's bigger than I am." His employer turned to me. "And why did you do that, sir?" he asked. "To save my life," I answered at once. "To save your life?" "The snow is deep already," I replied. "It will be deep enough to bury me before morning." He walked over to the window and looked out at the falling snow. "It's true," he said at last. "You may stay until morning if you wish. Jacob, bring our supper. Sit down, please." He sat down at the table again and began to read. I put my gun in a corner. I sat down near the fire and looked around me. This room was smaller than the hall, but I could see many unusual and interesting things in it. There were books on every chair. There were maps and papers on the floor. "What an interesting room," I said to myself. "And what a strange place to live. Here in this lonely farmhouse, among these dark hills." I looked round the room, then I looked again at the old man. I wonder about him. Who is he? I thought. What is he? He had a big, beautiful head. It was covered with thick, white hair. He had a strong, clever, serious face. There were lines of concentration across his wide, high forehead and lines of sadness around his mouth. Jacob brought in our supper. His master closed his book and invited me politely to the table. There was a large plate with meat, brown bread, and eggs, and a pot of good, strong coffee. "I hope you're hungry, sir," said the old man. "I have nothing better to offer you." But my mouth was already full of bread and meat. "It's excellent," I said gratefully. "Thank you very much." "You're welcome," he said politely but coldly. His supper, I saw, was only bread and milk. We ate without speaking. The old man seemed sad. I tried to imagine why he lived such a quiet and lonely life in this far-off place. When we had finished, Jacob took the empty plates away. His master got up and looked out of the window. "It has stopped snowing," he said. I jumped up. "Stop snowing?" I cried. "Then perhaps—" "No, of course I can't. I can walk 20 miles tonight." "Walk 20 miles?" repeated the old man in surprise. "What do you mean?" "My wife is waiting for me," I said. "She doesn't know where I am. I'm sure she's very worried." "Where is she?" "At Wadling, 20 miles away." "At Wadling," he said slowly. Yes, that's right. It is 20 miles away. But do you have to go there at once? Oh, yes, I answered. She'll be desperate with worried. I'll do anything. Well, said the old man, after a moment's hesitation, there's a coach. It goes along the old coach road every night, and it always stops at Wolfling. He looked at the clock on the wall. In about an hour and a quarter, the coach should stop at a signpost about 5 miles from here. Jacob can go with you and show you the old coach road that leads to the signpost. If he does that, do you think you'll be able to find the signpost, all right? Easily, and thank you. He smiled for the first time and rang the bell. He gave Jacob his orders, then turned to me. You must hurry, he said, if you want to catch the coach. Good night. I thanked him warmly. I wanted to shake his hand, but he had already turned away. And that, my friends, was the end of chapter 2. Next time, we continue with chapter 3. In the meantime, thank you very much for being here. Hey, remember, if you enjoy the content of Geek Workshop, easy, subscribe, hit that button, turn the notifications on. In that way, you will receive information in advance. In the meantime, thank you very much for being here today. I hope to see you again in order to continue with this fantastic story. Have a nice day. So long. Take care.